What's up, brick builders? Today's build is the Republic Frigate. This is set number 30242-1. Year it came out was 2013, age group 6+, and it's got a piece count of 45. Hello folks, Sean from BRIT'N Bricks. Welcome to another build video, and this is, or was, a poly bag that was a gift with purchase back in 2013 for Lego Store or Lego.com. It is made up of some really cool parts, like lots of plates, curved bricks. There's even 3 trans neon green dishes, which is super cool. Those are for the engines. This model is a decent size as well for this poly bag, and as it was a gift with purchase, I don't know what the threshold was for getting this. Probably about £60 or £100, something like that. Where you'd have to spend a certain threshold and then you get this kind of thing for free. Super cool build. Let's dive in and build it, shall we? Alright, there's our parts and pieces and instructions we got from Rebrickable. Go into the set number and there on Rebrickable, and then click on instructions and you'll pop up with a PDF. First of all, we're going to start off with a 2x, this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 2x10 dark bluish grey plate. This is going to be the front and this is going to be the back. So the front, we're going to start off with a 2x4 angled plate with an angle on each side there, with the 4 studs in the middle, and that is going to be the point of the frigate, like that. And then we're going to put a 1x4 dark red plate straight across there, and then we've got the left and right wings, and these are going to be 2x3 angled plates. So you've got the 3 studs going down the side there, and you want the widest part near the red plate, like that. So you've got this kind of coffin shape that's going to be forming. The other one, there we go. So you can see the coffin on the front there. And now we're going to take a 3x6 angled plate. So there's a lot of angled plates in this set. 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. Actually, that's 4. There's only 4. But it's still quite a few. Go pop that just down there. So we've got the widest part at the back, because this is where the engines are going to go. And we just need to extend the back a little bit more. And we're going to take a 2x8 light bluish grey plate and pop that on the back end, and that's pretty much the footprint of the frigate. Now then, we want to put some 2x2 jumper plates straight across here, because we're going to put a bar straight across the top on there. So we're going to take 3 light bluish grey 2x2 period correct. They have the edges, or the ridges at the bottom. We're going to put 1 at the front, then 1 in the middle, and then 1 just after that. And then we're going to finish that off with a 1x2 dark bluish grey jumper plate. Again, period correct. It's got the little pin and it's got the little grooves. I'm just going to pop that just at the end there, like so. Now we want to start the engines. So with the engines, we've got the 1x2 dark red tiles. And we want to go, so this could be a bit tricky to figure out. Go on the back plate here, you're going to go 2 studs in, and then drop on the 2x8 plate and the angled plate. Another tile. Do the same thing, like that. Now we're going to mark the engines, and there's going to be these 2x2 curved bricks with the 2 studs on the top. So they're kind of like a half circle, and we're going to have 1 there, 1 in the middle, like that, and 1 on the far end, like that. So you can see where the engines are going to go. Now we want the bracket plates. So these are going to be 1x2 by 4 stud brackets up. See the studs on the top on the inside there, and 4 on the outside. We're going to pop those on the back of the engines underneath the 2x8 plate. So you want to put another one there. That's going to go in line with the dark bluish grey plate, and then one on the very end like so. And there we go, pin our dishes onto these pieces here. We're going to give it a little bit of detail to the engines, and we're going to use these dark red grate plates. Very, very cool pieces for making some detail. So go put those on those studs like that. There we go. Finish the engines off with the dishes. There's our trans neon green dishes, and we're going to put a 1x1 light excuse me, light bluish grey stud, and it's going to go on the inside of the dish. Got 3 of those like that, and then because you put them put them in the dish, it's easier to locate than putting a stud in like this, which can be a bit tricky. You can do it, but it's a little bit more trickier, whereas you hold something a bit bigger and it pops straight on. And this could go in between those 4 studs there, and that's our engines. Very cool, very cool. Turn it upside down. We're going to give it a little bit of landing gear and a little bit of reinforcement. So we want a 2x2 light bluish grey plate on the back in the middle, and we also want a 2x2 on the front like that. And then we're going to put a stud in that tube there, 1x1 light bluish grey stud, and then we're going to put a 1x2 light bluish grey on the back end there, and that kind of acts as landing gear. Now we're going to build the front and the top here. So on this 2x2 space here, we have a 2x2 light bluish grey plate, and that's going to bring this all nice and level. And then we're going to take this 2x2 curve brick. Now this curve brick is the period correct. It's got the curves as opposed to the straight lines. So there's 2 different versions of that. They do both have 2 studs on top. If you have the other one, it will work. So just pop that on top of that 2x2 plate. And then we're going to get jumper plate, dark bluish grey. It's going to go straight across those studs. And then a 1x1 light bluish grey stud just to go on top of that jumper plate stud like that, and that's that part finished. Now what we've got to do is just finish this off here in the front end. So the front end is the same thing as what we did with the engines. We're going to take the bracket, I forgot to put that on there, take the bracket like that, and then flip it back over, and then we're going to put the nose cone on, 2x2 circular light bluish grey brick. It's going to go on the front there like that, and then we're just going to finish that off with a nice 2x2 light bluish grey circular tile, again with the cross. Pop that on the front there like that, and we got our iconic flat front end of this frigate. Now we're going to put a 1x10, I think it's a 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, yep, 1x10 light bluish grey plate straight across all these jumper plates like that. And then we got this snot brick, dark red, the stud on the front, stud on the top. You're going to put that at the very front like so, so it kind of sticks out. There we go. And then we're just going to do the cockpit. So we got a 1x2 trans clear plate. Go put that on the very front, and then on the back I am missing a plate. I put a plate too many. Is this one? Got that one wrong way around. That one goes into the tube at the back. There we go. And then 1x2 just after it, like so. Now we want cover it over with tiles. So we got 1x4 dark red tile. That's going to go on the top there like that. It's looking very good. And we got a 1x1 dark red mini mountain. That's just going to go on the back end there like so. It just gives that nice smooth edge. And just to finish it off, we've got 4 studs here, or 5 studs there, look. And we're going to put a 1x4 red or dark red tile. And that, excuse me, that is your frigate. Very, very, very cool. Don't know what's wrong with my voice. Sorry about that, folks. You can see the engines there. They look pretty cool. Maybe some light blue, translight blue ones. Nice little detail on the engines there as well. Little sensor there, and the cockpit looks really, really cool. And I love this whole design here with the bracket. What a super cool little model. Decent size as well. Some great detail going in there with the colours. There you go, folks. It is a decent size for the polybag. 45 pieces, 45 large pieces, shall we say, because that's what makes up this absolute brilliant size for this ship. Super, super cool model. Love this. This is a very, very cool polybag. And as a gift with purchase, I don't know. I mean, yeah. It's all right. I think that this probably would have been like a $9.99 polybag or something. You would probably had to spend quite a bit more than $9.99 for getting this to qualify for this particular gift with purchase, but it is still a fantastic little model. Look at that. Very cool. And this was first featured in the opening scene of Phantom Menace. It got destroyed on the droid command ship. Brilliant. Nice little model. Folks, if you enjoyed the video, you want to see some more content like this, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share amongst your friends, family, and anybody else who you think would be interested in this kind of content. Also, put your notifications onto all so you don't miss us in the next one. I'm Sean from BRIT'N Bricks. Peace.